One day or day one. Good morning, afternoon, everyone. I'm so grateful to be here with all of you today. Let me start by asking you a simple question. How many times have you said to yourself, one day I'll do that, or one day I'll get to that dream, that goal, that vision? You know what I'm talking about, right? It's that thing that keeps tugging at your heart, but somehow you tell yourself, not today, not yet, one day maybe. But here's the thing I want you to think about. What if today could be your day one? What if today, right now, could be the start of something incredible? So often we get stuck in the cycle of waiting. We wait for the right moment, for the right resources, for the perfect conditions. We think we need more time, more experience, more courage. But the truth is, one day is never going to come if we don't choose it. Instead, we have a choice right now, in this very moment, to shift our thinking, to choose day one. Day one is where the magic happens. It's the moment you stop waiting for permission. It's the moment you realize that you already have everything you need within you to begin right now. It's the moment you choose action over procrastination, progress over perfection. Let go of the fear of failure. Let me ask you something. How many of you are carrying the weight of fear on your shoulders right now? Fear that you're not enough, fear that you're not ready, fear that you'll fail. You know that kind of fear, right? It's the one that creeps into your thoughts at night, telling you that you're not good enough, that you're not capable, that maybe, just maybe, you're not meant for something big. It's the fear that holds you back from stepping into your greatness. It's the fear that says, stay small, stay safe, don't rock the boat. But here's what I've learned over the years, and I want you to hear me clearly. Failure is not the enemy. Fear of failure is. It's the fear that stops us from taking that first step, the fear that makes us doubt ourselves even before we try. The truth is, failure is not something to be afraid of, it's something to embrace. It's a part of the process, a part of the journey, and yes, even a part of success. Every successful person, every leader, every visionary you admire has faced failure. And guess what? They didn't let it stop them. In fact, they allowed failure to fuel their growth. Let me tell you something. Failure is not a reflection of who you are, it's simply feedback. Feedback that you need to adjust, to grow, to become stronger. When you fail, you don't lose, you learn. You learn about yourself, about what works and what doesn't. You learn about your resilience, about your courage, and about how far you're willing to go to make your dreams a reality. Think about this. The greatest accomplishments in history were born from failure. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he invented the light bulb. Oprah herself has faced rejection after rejection, but she never gave up on her dream. The best-selling authors, the world-changing entrepreneurs, the scientists who've discovered life-altering breakthroughs, they've all experienced failure in some form. But they didn't let failure define them. No, they let it redefine their approach. They got up, dusted themselves off, and tried again. Now, I know it's easier said than done. The fear of failure is real, and it can be paralyzing. It makes us question our worth. It makes us question if we're enough. But I want to challenge you today to change the way you think about failure. Instead of seeing it as a setback, I want you to see it as a stepping stone. I want you to see it as the very thing that's pushing you closer to your dream. When you face failure, ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me that's right? Every failure has a lesson, even if it's simply teaching you how much you truly want something. Failure isn't a roadblock, it's a teacher. It teaches you perseverance, it teaches you patience, it teaches you resilience. I want you to think about the time you've already failed in your life. Think about something you've tried and didn't quite get it right. Maybe it was a job you didn't get, a relationship that ended, a project that didn't take off. And now I want you to reflect on what you learned from it. What did it show you about your strength, about your capacity to rise again, about your ability to adapt? Every single time you get back up, you're growing. And here's something I've realized: the more you fail, the more you discover just how strong you are. Every failure is an invitation to expand. It's an invitation to become the person who isn't afraid to try again. It's an invitation to step into the highest version of yourself, the person who doesn't allow fear to keep them from living their purpose. But I need you to understand this too. Failure doesn't mean you've done something wrong. It simply means you've taken a risk. It means you've stepped outside your comfort zone, and that is where the magic happens. Comfort never creates change. Comfort never creates breakthroughs. Change only happens when you're willing to take a leap, when you're willing to go beyond what you've known, beyond what you're used to, beyond what feels safe. So I ask you today, what would you do if you let go of the fear of failure? If you took that leap? What if you said, I'm not afraid of what could go wrong, because I know I have the power to rise again if it does? When you let go of the fear of failure, you free yourself to create, you free yourself to act, you free yourself to act, you free yourself to dream bigger than you ever thought possible. Failure stops being something that defines you, and it becomes just another part of the journey. A part of your story that will one day be told as part of your success. This is your invitation to step into that freedom today. To say, I'm not going to let the fear of failure keep me from living the life I'm meant to live, because you have greatness inside of you. You have a vision. You have dreams. You have something special that this world needs, and failure is nothing more than a temporary detour on the way to your destiny. So let it go. Let go of the fear. Let go of the doubts. Let go of the what ifs and take the first step toward your greatness, because day one is waiting for you. And it starts the moment you choose to embrace the possibility that comes with failure. Let that sink in. Start before you feel ready. I want you to hear this loud and clear. You don't need to feel ready to start. I know this might sound counterintuitive. We've been taught our whole lives that we need to plan every detail, be fully prepared, have everything figured out before we take that first step. But what I've learned through years of experience is that the truth is much simpler than that. You need to start first. And then you figure it out along the way. I'm here to tell you something you might not want to hear, but need to. Waiting until you feel ready will only keep you stuck. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's the voice in your head that says, wait until you have all the answers. Wait until you have all the money. Wait until you have all the resources. It's the voice that convinces you that you need to be perfect before you even begin. But that's not how greatness is made. That's not how the magic happens. Greatness doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Greatness is born in the messy, imperfect moments. It's born in the moments when you feel like you're not enough, when you don't have all the answers, and when you don't know exactly how it's all going to work out. Greatness is the courage to say, I'm going to start anyway, even when everything feels uncertain. And let me tell you, starting is where the real power lies. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or when I have everything in place, I'll begin? And how many times has tomorrow turned into next week? And next week turned into next month? And next month turned into never? That's the danger of waiting for the perfect moment. It's the perfect excuse to avoid what we know deep down we're supposed to be doing. But you know what? The truth is, the moment you start is the moment you begin to understand what's possible. And here's what I want you to understand. You don't have to have it all figured out to take the first step. In fact, it's often the first step that will guide you to the next one. You know what else I learned? Starting gives you momentum. The act of beginning is like a spark that ignites a fire. That first step propels you forward. When you start, you create energy. When you start building confidence. When you start, you begin to move in the direction of your dreams. And guess what? You don't need all the details up front. The details will reveal themselves as you go. Think of it like driving in the fog. When you're on the road, you can only see a few feet ahead, but you keep driving anyway. You trust that the road will unfold in front of you. That's how it is when you start before you feel ready. You may not have all the clarity right now, but you have everything you need to begin. Starting doesn't require perfection. It requires action. It requires courage. It requires a willingness to say, I may not know exactly where this is going, but I'm going to give it everything I've got. You don't wait for everything to be perfect, because perfection is a myth. It's an illusion that holds us back. What matters is starting and being in motion. Look, I get it. I understand the fear. I understand the hesitation. I understand the desire to wait until you feel 100% ready. But here's the truth: that moment is never coming. The idea of being ready is often just a mental block. It's the story we tell ourselves to avoid stepping into the unknown. But when you start before you feel ready, you create your own readiness. I want you to take a moment and think about your dream, your vision, your goal. Ask yourself, what's one thing I could do today to start? Even if I don't feel fully prepared. Maybe it's sending an email. Maybe it's signing up for that class. Maybe it's telling someone about your idea. It doesn't have to be a huge leap. It just has to be a step in the direction of your dream. And do you know what happens when you take that first step? The universe begins to respond to your action. It opens doors. It brings people into your life who can help you. It gives you the clarity you need as you go. When you commit to your vision, when you say, I'm going to start anyway, the world begins to align in ways you couldn't have anticipated. You don't need to see the whole path. You just need to take that first step. Every single thing you need to succeed is already inside of you. But you won't know what that is until you begin. The answers will reveal themselves as you go. The confidence will come once you're in motion. The resources will appear when you make the decision to move. I want you to remember this: you are more capable than you realize. You have everything you need to begin. Your power isn't in waiting, it's in starting. And the only way you can fail is by not starting at all. So I challenge you today, don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start now. The world is waiting for what only you can offer. Focus on progress, not perfection. I need you to take a deep breath and hear this clearly. Perfection is an illusion. It's something that many of us chase, but it's like trying to catch the wind. We believe that if we just get everything just right, if we can make things perfect, then we'll have the success we want, the approval we crave, or the peace we long for. But here's the truth I want you to embrace today: perfection is not the goal. Progress is. I want to be very real with you for a moment. How many times have you found yourself stuck, paralyzed by the idea of needing everything to be perfect before you take the next step? Maybe it's a project you've been putting off because it's not exactly how you envision it, or perhaps you're holding back from starting something because you don't feel like it's good enough yet. I know I've been there. I've had dreams, ideas, and even entire careers where I was frozen in place, waiting for the right time or the right conditions. But here's what I learned along the way: waiting for perfect is a trap. Perfection is a fantasy, a mental block, a story we tell ourselves to avoid the messy, imperfect process of growth. And let me tell you this: the process is where the magic happens. The process is where you learn. The process is where you stumble, but then you get back up and grow stronger. The process is where you refine your skills, your vision, and your purpose. Progress is where your power lies. It's about moving forward, no matter how small the steps. It's about saying, I'm going to keep going even when things aren't perfect. The act of doing, of moving, of pushing yourself to take even a tiny step toward your goal, that's where you begin to see change. And guess what? Change is what you need to make progress. Change comes when you stop aiming for perfection and start aiming for growth. You don't need to be perfect to make progress. You need to be willing to show up, to try, to fail, to learn, and to keep going. This is so important. You are allowed to be a work in progress. In fact, you are meant to be a work in progress. The person you are becoming is constantly evolving. And if you're not evolving, you're not growing. So many of us get caught in this trap of, I'm not ready yet. I'm not good enough yet. I need to fix this, tweak that, make it better. Then I'll be worthy of moving forward. But I want to challenge you, that moment may never come. The moment when everything feels perfect, when you have all the pieces together, when you're completely ready, it's a myth. Life doesn't wait for you to be perfect. And the world doesn't need you to be perfect. The world needs you to show up as you are with all your flaws, all your mistakes, and all your potential. The world needs you to take action, to make progress, to try, and yes, even to fail sometimes. Progress is the key to growth. Progress is what pushes you to the next level. Perfection will never bring the fulfillment or satisfaction you think it will. It's progress that brings the transformation. Let me tell you a story about this. I remember early in my career, I felt like I had to be the best at everything I did. I thought if I wasn't perfect, I wouldn't be worthy of the opportunities I had. I was terrified of making mistakes. But what I didn't realize at the time was that the mistakes were the very things that helped me grow. The imperfections were the lessons. Every setback, every obstacle, every moment when things didn't go as planned, those were the moments that shaped me. And here's what I want you to know: perfection doesn't change the world. Progress does. Perfection keeps you stuck in the past, measuring yourself against an impossible standard. But progress propels you forward. It moves you out of your comfort zone, out of the place of self-doubt, and into the place where dreams are made real. Progress doesn't look the same for everyone. For one person, progress might mean writing that first page of a book. For another, it might mean making the first sale or applying for that job. For someone else, progress could be simply getting out of bed and taking the first step towards something new. Progress is individual. It's personal. It's the act of showing up and saying, I'm going to give this my best shot. And if I don't get it right, I'll learn and try again. I want to give you permission right now to release the burden of perfection. Let it go. Let go of the idea that you have to have everything figured out before you can move forward. You don't. All you need is the courage to take one step, then the next, and the next after that. And with each step, you will make progress. With each step, you will grow stronger, more confident, and more capable. This is your permission slip to start today. To stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect set of circumstances. The perfect moment is right now. Progress doesn't wait, and neither should you. So today, commit to progress, commit to showing up, commit to giving your best, even when it's not perfect, because that's where the magic happens. Change your mindset. There's something incredibly powerful about the way we think. Did you know that your mind is the most powerful tool you possess? It shapes your reality, it shapes your decisions, it shapes the life you live. The way you think about yourself, about your circumstances, and about your future, it's everything. But here's the thing, and I want you to really hear me on this. If you want to change your life, you have to change your mindset. I know it sounds so simple, but the truth is it's a lot harder than it sounds. We're all conditioned to think a certain way, to see the world in a certain light, and those thoughts, those beliefs, those patterns, they run our lives. We tell ourselves stories about who we are, what we deserve, and what we're capable of. And these stories, whether they are positive or negative, shape the way we act and the results we get. So what would happen if you decided to change the story? What if you decided that the narrative you've been telling yourself isn't the one you have to keep living? What if you could break free from the limiting beliefs that have held you back for years? That's what happens when you change your mindset. Now, let me tell you, changing your mindset doesn't happen overnight. It's not a magical switch you flip, but it is a process of becoming aware of the thoughts that are keeping you stuck, a process of challenging the beliefs that tell you you're not enough, not worthy, or not capable, a process of intentionally choosing to believe in the possibilities, the opportunities, and the dreams that are right in front of you. Here's a big truth for you. You are the only one standing in the way of your dreams. I don't say that to be harsh. I say it because I need you to understand that the power to change your life is in your hands. The only thing stopping you is the way you've been thinking. It's the limiting beliefs that you've accepted as truth. It's the fear that holds you back from taking that next step. But here's the good news: you can change all of that. You can choose to think differently. You can choose to believe that you are capable. You can choose to see the world as full of opportunity, full of possibility. Your mindset is the lens through which you see everything in your life. If you want to change your life, you have to change that lens. Start by paying attention to your thoughts. Notice when you think small. Notice when you tell yourself you can't do something. And then in that moment, ask yourself, is this really true? Or is this just a story I've been telling myself for far too long? And let me tell you, when you start questioning those beliefs, magic happens. You realize how many of those beliefs are just stories you've been told or that you've internalized over the years. You realize that they're not facts. They're not your truth. And when you see that, you can let them go. You can release the stories that have been holding you back. One of the most powerful tools I've used in my own life is affirmations. You may have heard of them, but I want you to understand just how powerful they really are. Affirmations are the way we speak life into our dreams. They are the way we retrain our minds to believe in our potential. Words are energy. The words you speak to yourself, the words you think, create your reality. Every day I speak words of empowerment over myself. I remind myself that I am capable, that I am worthy of love, success, and happiness. And I'm not just saying them for the sake of saying them, I believe them. Because I've changed my mindset, I've decided that I am enough, that I am deserving, that I have the strength to overcome whatever life throws my way. The beautiful thing about changing your mindset is that it's a choice you can make today. You can choose to stop believing the lies that have been holding you back. You can choose to let go of fear. You can choose to stop living in the past and start living in the future you want to create. Every single day, you can choose new thoughts, new beliefs, new actions. And when you make that choice, everything begins to shift. So today, I want you to take a moment and think about the way you've been thinking. What are the beliefs you've been holding on to? Are they serving you? Are they empowering you? Are they helping you create the life you desire? If not, it's time to release them. Change your mindset and you change your life. You have the power to decide what you believe. You have the power to believe in your own greatness. You have the power to turn your dreams into reality. So starting right now, choose to think bigger. Choose to believe that your future is full of unlimited potential. Choose to believe that you are worthy, you are capable, and that you are enough. And watch as the world begins to shift around you. Surround yourself with the right people. Let me ask you something. Who are the people you're allowing into your space? Who are the voices that shape your reality? Who are the people who are lifting you up or, on the other hand, weighing you down? I want you to think about that for a moment, because the people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your life. Now, I don't say this lightly. I'm not talking about just the people you spend time with or those who occupy a seat at the table. I'm talking about the people who truly influence your energy, your mindset, your growth. The right people, the ones who encourage you, challenge you, believe in you, and hold you accountable, can elevate your life in ways that you can't even imagine right now. But on the other hand, the wrong people, the ones who bring negativity, doubt, or toxic energy, can leave you stuck in places you never thought you'd be. I'll tell you this, your circle matters. Who you spend time with, who you share your dreams with, who you confide in, they shape your future. And as I've learned in my own journey, you have to be intentional about who you allow into your space. Because let me tell you, the people you surround yourself with either lift you up or bring you down. There's really no middle ground. There was a time in my life when I didn't fully understand the power of this. I didn't realize just how important it was to be selective with the people I allowed to influence me. I had people in my life who were well-meaning, but they weren't helping me get to where I needed to be. In fact, they were holding me back. They were the ones who made me second-guess my dreams, who told me I wasn't ready, or that my ideas were too big. And in those moments, I realized something crucial. I had to change my circle. Here's the truth: you are the sum of the people you spend the most time with. Think about that for a moment. If you're spending your days with people who are constantly complaining, who are stuck in their own limitations, or who aren't pushing themselves to grow, you will start to adopt that same mindset. You'll start to believe that your dreams are impossible. You'll start to believe that you can't do more, be more, or achieve more. But when you surround yourself with people who are visionaries, who are dreamers, who are action takers, something shifts. Their energy becomes your energy. Their mindset becomes your mindset. Their belief in themselves inspires you to believe in yourself. When you surround yourself with the right people, you create a space where growth is inevitable. You create a community of like-minded individuals who want to see you succeed. And let me be clear, I'm not talking about people who simply tell you what you want to hear. I'm talking about people who love you enough to challenge you, to hold you accountable, to help you become the best version of yourself. These are the people who will tell you when you're wrong, but in a way that helps you grow. These are the people who will stand by you when things get tough, but also call you out when you need it. One of the most powerful things I've learned is that you can't do it alone. You don't have to do it alone. The most successful people, the happiest people, the people who truly live fulfilled lives, they all have one thing in common: they surround themselves with the right people. People who support their dreams, who believe in their vision, who challenge them to grow. You need that support system. You need those people who will walk beside you on your journey, encourage you when you're doubting yourself, and remind you of your potential when you can't see it for yourself. I can't tell you how many times I've leaned on the right people in my life to get through difficult moments. I remember moments when I felt like giving up, when the road ahead seemed so uncertain. But I had people around me who said, "Don't give up, you've got this. You are capable, you are worthy." And I'm not just talking about professional relationships here. I'm talking about those close friends, mentors, and family members who truly have your back. Those people who lift you up without expecting anything in return. Those people who believe in you even when you doubt yourself. And let me tell you something else, it's okay to let go of the wrong people. I've had to make some tough decisions in my life, cutting out people who were not serving my higher purpose, people who were draining me, people who were stuck in their own fear and negativity, people who made me feel small rather than helping me expand. And I know it's hard. I know it can feel like you're losing something or someone. But let me tell you this, sometimes letting go of the wrong people makes space for the right people to enter your life. You have to protect your peace. You have to protect your energy. And that means being intentional about who you invite into your world. You have the power to decide who gets a seat at your table, and you deserve to have people there who support your journey, who are rooting for your success, who push you to be the best version of yourself. But here's the thing about surrounding yourself with the right people. It's not just about them. It's about you too. You need to be the kind of person who inspires others. You need to be the kind of person who lifts others up. You need to be the kind of person who adds value to the lives of those around you. If you want to attract greatness into your life, you need to become great yourself. And that doesn't mean being perfect. It means being open, being kind, being generous with your time and your love, being someone who brings positive energy into the lives of others. When you surround yourself with the right people, you create a space where everyone can thrive. It's not just about what they bring to you, it's also about what you bring to them. You all grow together. You all rise together. And that's how you create lasting success, not just for yourself, but for everyone you surround yourself with. And I want to remind you of this: the right people will find you when you are true to yourself. When you show up authentically, when you are living your truth, when you are walking your path with confidence and purpose, that's when the right people will come into your life. You don't have to chase after them. You don't have to force relationships. You just have to be yourself and trust that the universe will bring the people who are meant to walk alongside you. So I want you to ask yourself today, who are the people in your life? Are they lifting you up, or are they holding you back? Are they helping you grow, or are they draining your energy? Are they inspiring you to be the best version of yourself, or are they making you doubt your own potential? Surround yourself with the right people and watch your life transform. When you do, you'll see that your growth isn't just about what you do alone, it's about the community you build around you. Because we are all connected and we all rise together. Take responsibility for your life. I want to start today with a powerful, life-changing truth that, once you fully embrace it, will shift the entire trajectory of your journey. You are the creator of your own life. Now let that sink in for a moment. You are the creator. This means that you have the power to shape your own reality in ways you may not have realized before. Every decision, every choice, every action you take or don't take has a ripple effect on the life you're living. But here's the thing: for many of us, taking full responsibility for our lives can be one of the hardest things to do. It's easy to point fingers, to blame our circumstances, to say things like, if only this had been different, or if only I had this opportunity, or if only they hadn't done that to me. But the truth is this: the moment you take full responsibility for your life, you take back your power. Now, I want to be clear about what I mean by taking responsibility. This doesn't mean that you're to blame for everything that's happened to you. We all face challenges, we all go through things that are beyond our control, and life throws us curveballs, sometimes ones we didn't see coming. But taking responsibility means owning how you respond to those circumstances. It means acknowledging that no matter what has happened in your past, you are still the one who gets to choose how you move forward. You are the one who gets to decide how you let those experiences shape you. You see, life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Everything you've gone through, every hardship, every setback, every challenge, it's all part of the journey. It's all preparing you for something greater. And the moment you decide to take responsibility for your life, you unlock the power to move beyond your past and start creating a future that's aligned with your deepest desires. I know sometimes it feels like life is unfair. It feels like the odds are stacked against you. Trust me, I've been there. I faced moments when I felt like nothing was going the way I wanted it to, when I wondered if I would ever get the break I deserved, when I wanted to scream out, "Why me?" But through it all, I've learned something fundamental. No one else can make the decision for you to rise above your circumstances. Only you can do that. You see, there's power in owning your story, the good, the bad, and everything in between. There's a freedom in acknowledging that while we may not be able to control everything that happens to us, we can always control how we respond. We can choose to rise. We can choose to learn from our mistakes. We can choose to be resilient in the face of adversity. And most importantly, we can choose to take full ownership of the life we are creating moving forward. It's easy to look at others and think they have it easier. It's easy to compare our struggles with someone else's victories, but when we do that, we're giving our power away. Comparison is the thief of joy. The only life you should be comparing is the one you were meant to live. And when you stop looking outside yourself and start looking within, you'll see that the power to create the life you desire has been inside of you all along. Taking responsibility for your life means acknowledging that you have the power to change your story at any moment. It means recognizing that you are not defined by your past, your mistakes, or your failures. In fact, your failures are not failures at all. They are your teachers. They are the lessons you needed to learn so that you can grow, evolve, and move towards something greater. Let me tell you something. Every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. Every challenge you face is shaping you into the person you need to become in order to fulfill your purpose. And as hard as it may be to hear, your excuses, your fears, your doubts, they are holding you back. And it's time to let them go. I had to learn this the hard way. There were moments when I felt stuck, when I felt like life was too overwhelming. There were times when I wanted to throw in the towel and just give up. But every time I did, I'd hear that small voice inside me whispering, "You can do this." And I realized that every time I took responsibility for my life, every time I made a choice to keep going despite the fear or the uncertainty, I was stepping into the next version of myself. And I want you to know that you have that same power within you. Every time you make the decision to take responsibility, you move one step closer to the person you are meant to be. Every time you choose to take action, to create change, to rise above your circumstances, you step into your greatness. Stay committed to your vision. You see, commitment to your vision means showing up for it every single day, even when it's hard. It means choosing to believe in it, even when the evidence around you seems to say otherwise. It means looking at the bigger picture, not just the small, temporary struggles you're facing in the moment. And yes, there will be times when you want to throw in the towel, when you want to walk away, when you want to give up and say, maybe it's just not meant to be. But listen to me, you cannot let the temporary setbacks derail your permanent vision. You've got to stay the course. Let me tell you, staying committed to your vision doesn't mean it will always be easy. But it means that no matter what happens, you keep moving forward. You keep pushing. You keep believing. And one day when you look back at everything you've overcome, you will realize that all of it, the struggles, the sacrifices, the setbacks, was worth it. Because you stayed committed to your vision. I've been there. There were times when I was discouraged, when I was afraid. There were times when I thought about quitting. But every time I felt like giving up, I returned to my vision. I reminded myself of the dream I was creating. I held on to the belief that the work I was doing was worth it. And today I'm here to tell you that no matter where you are right now, your vision is worth it too. As we come to the end of this journey together today, I want to leave you with this: the life you're dreaming of is waiting for you, but it's up to you to go out and claim it. Every choice you make, every decision you take, every action you choose to put forth is leading you one step closer to the life you deserve. But it all starts with you. It starts with the vision you have for yourself, and it requires you to take responsibility for making that vision a reality. Remember, this is your story. You get to write it, you get to direct it, and you get to live it. You have everything inside you that you need to step into the greatness that is already within you. Your dreams are not too big. Your goals are not too far out of reach. You have the power, the strength, and the resilience to turn your vision into reality. You are more capable than you know. You are stronger than you think. And when you look back at how far you've come, you'll see that you were never alone. You had everything you needed all along: your passion, your resilience, your belief in yourself. And that, my friends, is the foundation of success. So as you leave here today, take your vision with you, hold it close, protect it, nourish it, and stay committed to it. Because this is your day one. This is where your story truly begins. Keep believing in yourself. Keep taking responsibility for your life. Keep making progress. And most importantly, keep going, because your vision is waiting and it's ready to come to life. Thank you.